Hey guys, so this is going to be a short video on how to choose a long distance moving company. I get asked this quite often, friends and family, different parts of the country, that kind of a thing. And the important thing to remember with a long distance mover is that there's really only two models that work. One is what we call the van lines model, which the van lines model is essentially you have large companies, you know the ones I'm talking about, right? You see their trucks on the road all the time, and they typically have moving companies that are their agents in every town. So in other words, you hire this company to move you from, say, Virginia to Florida, right? Well, more than likely they have an agent in Florida and they have an agent in Virginia. So you have one set of guys that are going to come and maybe pack up your stuff, load it onto the truck and drive away with it. But more than likely that same set of guys are not going to be delivering it. Typically, they're going to give you a big pickup window and a big delivery window because they're building their routes geographically. So they may say, yeah, we'll give you a 3-week pickup window, a 3-week delivery window. And the reason they do this is because the way they make money is by having the truck as full as possible, or by picking up other customers, dropping off other customers along a route. So they're not going to just put your stuff in the truck in Virginia, get in it, drive it to Florida, and then unload it, right? So that's the other business model, which we would call a dedicated move, which is typically what our company does. So that would be a set of guys, come to your house, they wrap up everything you have, they pack it up, they load it onto a truck, and the crew leader, who's the guy running the move, would be the same guy taking the stuff to Florida. He knows, how your elliptical was taken apart. He knows where the bolts for your bed are, all these type of details, right? That this one box has your family heirloom in it, and that's the one you really got to protect. Those kind of details are important in making sure a move goes successfully. So the van line approach, it's a volume game, right? They have to be stopping along the way, picking up loads on the way back. So they're not necessarily going to be paying a lot of detailed attention to you as a particular customer. And the other thing is that they're often cross-docked. In other words, they take it off one truck, put it in a warehouse, put it into another truck, that kind of a thing, because they want to get it on the truck that's already headed in that direction. They don't want to have to make a special trip because it costs money. So that means your items are getting handled multiple times by multiple individuals. And it just really gets into a statistical game where there's just a lot more risk involved because it's being handled by different people. They don't know what it is. Once you wrap up everything in your house in moving pads, it's just a bunch of blue objects. You don't really know what's in there. It has an inventory sticker on it, and there's a list that tells you what it is, but it's just much better if you want your items to arrive safely, and that's the most important thing to you. I would choose a dedicated mover, someone that's going to give you the same people, or at least the same crew leader from start to finish. That way this guy is running your job. He knows what you have, the special things that are involved in your particular move, and everything's going to arrive safely. You're going to save money with the van lines, but that comes at a cost. I mean, obviously they have a model that works for them, and that is volume. They need as many customers on the truck, as many stops between Virginia and Florida and on the way back. That way they maximize the travel expenses that they have to put into getting the truck to Florida and back. Whereas a dedicated mover, like our company uses, that business model, we're going to essentially, it's just like a local move. It just happens to be over a longer distance. We're going to put your items on the truck. We're going to get in the truck. We're going to drive it down. We're going to have guaranteed pickup times, guaranteed delivery times. And it typically is more expensive, not always. Often we can compete directly with the van lines because they obviously have a certain pricing structure. But typically in the end, our customers are much happier because they're dealing with the same people. They know that their bed's going to be there on the certain day, and they're going to be able to sleep in their new house that night versus hoping for an arrival in a 3-week delivery window. So that would be my advice on picking a long distance moving company, and I hope that helps.
A2B Moving and Storage, 703-249-9826.